I did not mean to press that button, but shout out to the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. Shout out. Uh, we're not necessarily ready, but we here, y'all. I'm in the house. Man, be sure to click the notification bell. Matter of fact, let me go back. Let me go back and do something here. Do this right, right? We got to do this right. Bring it in right. City, hood, click. Let's go. Right? Kind of got off key right there, but that's okay. I'm here for it.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you a bill. Lock the door.
Lock the door. The game is going to send you a bill. Shout out to the Mailroom Nation and the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Dahoodpostman. Be sure to click that notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hits, it'll feel like it's the 1st and the 15th. Welcome to the Mailroom, where you come in and take a look at your mind and examine what's in your heart. You can go anywhere in the world to get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. And the truth you shall receive. Before they had handguns, they had handguys. Man up, guys. This is not a glorification. Well, the glamorization of education. Get on the bus and let me take you to school. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to Marlena Williams. I see you, RDL. Monique, what's going on? Dominique, what's happening? Good to see you guys here after I had this big old extravagant weekend with all these different parties going on and celebrating my happy birthday. Yeah, we was doing all that. We was in the house. But today we come to talk about the Rico, and I want to break it down a little bit further so people can get the full gist of what does this mean and what are they saying, because a lot of people just say Rico. But what are the elements? What are the statute? What are the possibility of time? So let's back it all the way. RICO was established way back in the 40s or the 30s, sometime during that time. And they actually developed this law strictly for Al Capone. The reason why it was developed, because they couldn't get Al Capone on anything. So they got him under tax evasion and they're associated with the RICO. So originally the RICO was a tax law, right? But later on they developed and made it criminal. So originally it was tax. That's the only way they was able to get Al Capone, who had made billions and billions in the alcohol business and prostitution and numbers and everything else in prohibition during that time. So let me get down to it. RICO defined as a pattern of racketeering activities engaging at least 2 predicate offenses. But here's the thing, within a 10-year period, that is a long time to be on any one individual. As a matter of fact, rest in peace, and this we hustled this the day that we lost the late, great Nipsey Hussle shows happy heavenly birthday to him. Let me not forget that. So what does that mean in terms of statute? So Rico, if you're convicted, life. The less you can get on a Rico is 20 years. Now, I've seen plenty of cats during the 80s and 90s. During that time, they took 30s, they took 35, they took 25, 20. And I'm going to give you some of their names. My homie Tyrone, Billy D. Williams. We call him Billy D, man. He took a 30 or 25 or 27 or something like that. He walked down at 27. My boy JB out the Bay, James Beasley, the boss out of San Francisco himself, man. Man, he took that 30 piece and walked it down. Didn't tell on a soul. Little D out of Oakland, same thing. Took it on the chin. And Black out of Oakland. I'm just naming a few. Pat out of Compton. And Whitey Enterprise out of LA. These guys took those lonely, but mind you, when they took these censuses, Ronnie Santamay, rest in peace. Bump guy Buddy James, rest in peace. When they took these long censuses, they was in their 20s, right? And they didn't tell on a soul. They stayed solid. But today, many people today are ill-equipped to endure the lengthy prison system, such as a 360 month, because that's what the feds, they deal in months. 360 months is 30 years in a federal facility compared to individuals in the 80s and 90s. In the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, guys was, standing up. These guys, like I just named, these guys were built different. They was built different. They was real giants. They was real ballers. They was real guys that had $1 million and a couple of $1 million and $500,000 and 250, whatever it was. All these guys had real major paper. These guys that's going today, not so much. So putting in the societal context has shifted dramatically. Rising drug problems where you got Percocets, Vicodins, syrup, cocaine, weed, drink. They a little bit on everything, and then they got mental health issues and disconnecting from traditional support systems. That's part of it too, and increased reliance on digital communication. People are so stuck on digital communications, they can't go 2 minutes without looking at that stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm one of those individuals. Because of what I do, as far as social media, I'm always trying to see what's going on. But a lot of stuff I don't look at. I don't really necessarily go look at a lot of other people's channels. However, there's people I do follow. Osage Jackson, Corey Holcomb. I think Corey Holcomb is hilarious. I follow him. Kevin Samuels when he was living. But let me get back to it. So the communities have made it harder for individuals to cope with the isolated environment of incarceration. So a lot of these individuals that we see now, they just ain't cut out for this stuff. You know what I mean? Especially if they in their late 50s or 60s, man, they looking around. In addition to complexities surrounding crime and punishment, such as harsher sentences, laws limited to rehabilitation programs place immense pressures on inmates. The overall cultural landscape has transformed, making fortitude and resilience and characterized earlier generations less prevalent among our contemporaries. In other words, our contemporaries now, they just not cut out to do what we endured, what we went through, because we can't. We just built different, bro, guys. These young guys, they not built like that. They just not. And the individuals facing long terms of punishment, consequently, are more to snitching as a means of coping than anything else. They are going to tell, hands down. It ain't no question in my mind. The brick babies, them loose cannons, and all them different people, them people, if they facing Rico, if they really facing Rico charges, guys, that means that the less they can get is 20 years. I don't know why Loose Cannon feel like at some point he's coming home or he's trying to get on to Sharice. Man, Sharice, man, already doing what she's doing. That lady has got multitude of dudes in her inbox right now, and she's trying to be strong, I can imagine, but I don't think that's gonna hold up much longer because I've been through that already. I know how these how these girls they tell you, yeah, I can do it. I'm gonna roll with you and all that. Yeah, you were spending money buying purses and going to the Gucci store, the Prada store. You was going to the Beverly Center. You was doing all that. You looking nice, smelling good, feeling good, all that. Man, but when it come to doing this time, they gonna jump off the ship. They gonna, it all went to heaven in a little rowboat. That's how it's gonna go. They going to church. They gonna find them a pastor. They gonna do all that, man. And that pastor gonna convince them that it's more important to get their money to him than it is to come see you and take care of you when you took care of her and her kids or whatever it may be all their life. That's just what's gonna happen. Be prepared for that. Be prepared for none of these women to ride with you in this long journey. I'm just saying. Man, while white and brown and yellow people are typically more preoccupied with accumulation of power, black people, rather than material possession, black people, however, we seem to be individually find ourselves preoccupied with accumulating materialism. I don't know why we like that, and that's not to say 100% of black people is struck by material things or they into materialism, because I'm beyond that now. There was a time when I wanted rims and music. I don't care about none of that stuff now. Beyond that, but there was a time when I did. And now that when you see these kids driving a $2,500 car and they got $10,000 worth of music in it, it's like, wow. Anyway, they do that. But that's the world they come from. That's the world they live in, and that's the world they believe in, because these guys are stuck on trends. They follow trends and they follow the people that they like. They don't necessarily look at leadership, instructions, guidance, things that's going to help them be successful and have a better life. In other words, there was a guy, this is his name, Napoleon Hill. He wrote that one of man's most powerful emotions is desire to have sex. But if he somehow transmute that to a monetary equivalent, he'd be that much further ahead. In other words, what he meant by that, if you put that same time and energy as you do chasing tail, chasing butt or whatever, and building your life and building your foundation, you ain't got to look for no woman. They gonna look for you. And that's a fact. But now you got guys out here up in heat, if I seen where one guy, he murked the guy because he complimented the guy's girlfriend tattoo. Is it got that bad in our community? Where did we go wrong? Or is it my generation fault for the behavior of some of these guys now? And they're not looking at the consequences of their actions and seeing that now you got these guys that I don't told people over and over and over and over, do not talk your criminal business on the telephone. They got that tool, man. They got that ODAT tool, man, on device interception tool, where they intercept your emails. They can intercept your FaceTime. They can intercept anything, and they can even track your vehicle through because a lot of these cars now, especially if you got a Tesla, that Tesla gonna tell all your business. Get out that Tesla. Get out the Tesla. Don't be riding around a Tesla if you out there doing what you doing. This scene where Sherman, Richard Sherman, home invasion out there in Washington, about 4 or 5, maybe 5, 6 black. You can tell they black running up in his house, going over. And they think because they covered, man, these people technology is so advanced now. For people like Richard Sherman, the government is going to go the extra mile to make sure they bring those individuals to justice. It's just they on borrowed time. I seen one where they do this the LVT, the license plate visual tracking devices, and the CTV, where the scan, they got face recognition, license plate recognition, vehicle recognition. These cameras, they be in Walmart and Target and all that. You see them sometimes when you walk by, they start talking. All that stuff is part of what the government use. They don't even have to use security guards anymore. They got them in the stores, I imagine, but on the outside, they ain't worried about you. They already got your whole rundown. Got everything. One guys, they committed a situation and they went to the stores, hit it, bam, 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 bam. Man, they tracked them all the way from the stores to where they went. They let them get in the house, put their stuff up, man, and by the time they decided to come out of bed, the whole police department's out there waiting on them. So if you in these streets, my advice to you, get out the street. Because again, I'm going to say this, the internet died. The streets died once everybody got on the internet. And I'm going to keep repeating this because I know some of us, man, our heads are hard and we don't believe in certain things. We think that, oh, it ain't going to happen to me. It ain't going to happen to me. That's them. It can't happen to me. I know what I'm doing. I'm the best at what I do. I got this. That's what they be saying. It ain't gonna happen to me. And then you see, man, man, they got Pookie. Man, they got Pookie and Ray Ray, man. Yeah, when they get them, and they got them just the other day, and they wind up messed up. Then, they got to spend X amount of dollars, if they got it, trying to hire an attorney that's going to defend them, but then here's the thing about attorneys. If you don't have a relationship with an attorney, you really waste your time because a lot of those attorneys, they do backdoor deals with prosecutors all day long. You go in there, you don't understand the language. They talking about habeas corpus and Adida Corella prima facie, pre pro quo, mandamus. They use throwing terms around that you don't understand. And those are just legal terms for as far as writs and habeas corpuses. But what I'm saying is that if you don't understand that language, how can you begin to be in this fight? You're in a fight for your life. And a RICO is a serious thing. It's a very serious thing. It's not nothing to take lightly. You gotta be, man, you gotta be on point, man. You just gotta be. And if you ain't read the federal sentencing guidelines, see, that's why I didn't understand when Bruce Cannon was all on the phone talking the way he was talking. Even when you was talking when this last minute, you see they come up to fist. They don't have no remorse. They will supersede you on anything you do. Because their job is to put, you're black. You're the face of criminality. All these laws were designed and tailored and made specifically for you. They're not going to say that, but that's what these laws are specifically tailored for. Some of y'all came from slaves that told on runaways, and it shows. Some of y'all came from slaves that told on runaways, and it shows. We got a lot of people on this internet piping about this, piping every day, just saying different stuff. And I'm trying to figure out, well, how's this person even gaining all this assets? But I want to show you this clip, and this is the big guy. He done himself in. Nobody didn't really have to do it, man. He got stuff like this is how things go bad for you, right here. This type of language and thinking you could say this stuff and it don't
Ain't
come
no
back.
sugarcoated, ain't no nothing in. It ain't not one human being that's not gonna check in. Let me give you on a bigger scale. The United States of America and all these countries have what is called airspace. Yeah. If you invade their airspace with a plane, they consider that an act of war. If you want to come in their airspace, you're gonna check in. You can choose not to, and it's gonna be a problem. If dudes come and you move it in a certain way, if you choose not to check in, you suffer the consequences. You feel like you got something that's bigger than what is there. And because I do it, it's foreign to me to hear people speak how I'm not gonna check in, but then that's the ignorant dude, because that's the dude who wants the internet fame. Any real dude that's ever really been in LA, he checked in.
With hearing that, who's really ignorant? Because to me, you just gave up the elements of an extortion case, right? You pretty much laid it out yourself, and you put it on the internet, and you put it in doing a podcast. So how do we help defend you with that when you're doing stuff like that? You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, I think that people don't really think about the consequences of some of their actions and some of the things they say, but life is a game of boomerangs. Sooner or later, your words, actions, deeds, and behavior is going to come back and hit you with astounding accuracy. It's not going to miss, man. And that's why I think that some of y'all came from slaves that told on runaways, and it shows. And not that he did anything. I mean, he just talked too much. But what I'm saying, there was other people in the background grandstanding and standing on the sidewalk critics or whatever, just saying whatever they saying, you know, help pushing this thing in it. But then I see that same individual tell another story about extortion, right? Walking through the airport, me and Big U off a red-eye flight. We see Future and that girl, Sierra was her name, right? Dude break and run. But we know he owed Trick out of Detroit. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking like, if that's Trick problem, Trick in Detroit, sooner or later, Trick need to run into him and take care of that business. He don't owe me personally. Well, I need to stick my nose in somebody else's business. That's how that's my perception and experience of that reality, right? So that happened in 2023, right? So if you were part of the same games and you was part of the reindeer games and everything that's being played out, I'm sorry. Why? Where's your indictment? I mean, I don't make it make sense to me. I ain't accusing him of nothing, but at the same time, he's telling on himself. Am I wrong for saying that? Is that what we seeing right there? Is he actually telling on himself? Thank you, Monique. Appreciate it. Is that him telling on himself, guys? Just tell me if I'm wrong. Now, let me look at some of these questions. 1968. Nope. Nope. Yeah. You know, he telling on himself, right? That's him, you know, and how we keep overlooking that is beyond the scope of reality, because somehow a lot of people are stuck in kabuki theater. They're stuck in virtual reality, and they following people because they like and they trend, right? The trending or whatever. But they ain't looking at the observable reality. Take in the observable reality and look at the actions and deeds and behavior, and then understand that part. Because then here's the young lady to jump in. Let me see what she said. Hold on. I like what she said.
There's one thing I would like us to pay attention to. Nipsey Hussle died in 2019. Wack didn't stop being friends with Big U until, 2023? And he knew everything that Big U had done up until that point. Let me tell you something. A person can't sneeze around an investigation and the police not want to talk to you. They've absolutely spoken to WAC 100. You gotta stop believing whatever this dude's saying. Absolutely had a hand in bringing all this stuff about. Day one of WAC 100 being on that No Jumper show. Day one of Clubhouse. It was to eliminate people and to cause destruction. And he's finally done it. And now that he's being called about it, he's got a problem. And he wants to know why everyone's talking to him about these things. That he has nothing to do with these things. Though he made it all about him. His career was built on taking advantage of people that aren't as smart, people that don't use their brains. I think it's time we start using them. And it's not even about whack, it's just in general and how we approach life.
Again, I agree. It ain't even about him. It's just how we approach these things and how we look at it. Let's open our minds, open our eyes and ears to and look at these in because here's the thing, like I told you guys, science, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and physics pretty much cover anything and everything you ever want to understand. It's within those 5 things. For us to be like ignoring stuff, it's just like, and I'm gonna give you another example. Like a lot of people that follow Christianity, right? They love the fact that King James wrote the King James Bible, but they don't want to acknowledge the fact that King James also wrote a book called Demonology. In other words, King James was on both sides. Again, we got right, left, both wings belong to one bird. Again, we bite back with that. You know, everything has a duality, and the more you try to you begin to understand that, the more your eyes begin to open, your mind begin to open, your ears begin to, because ears, you know, people say, I hear you, know, but you have to listen. People talk, but no, you got to speak, you got to communicate, right? You can see, but you lack vision. So you got to think about all these things and think about how it improves and enhances who you are as an individual, increase you in intellect, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and purify the heart and purify the mind, and help things, ask your creator, whoever it may be, to help you see things correctly. Place all that is good in your life and remove all that's bad. Those are mantras. Those are things that manifest in the physical, but you have to mouth them. You can't. Praying in silence doesn't. Who's listening to that besides you in your head? Everything you thinking is going on inside your head and don't exist nowhere else. So you have to put it out. You have for the universe to respond to you. You have to put it out there, and that's why people don't understand that sooner or later, I don't care whatever you doing out there, if you misbehaving, you treating people badly, or you doing some unscrupulous things, and you got this, you know, skullduggery stuff going on, that secret stuff, and at some point, the game gonna send you a bill. The game is going to send you a bill. You cannot continue in that style and that type of lifestyle and you don't get that bill. You just can't. So I ask that you wake up, you acknowledge. But here's the thing, you got to open your mind to looking at other things and reading things and seeing how things are quite different. What's up? I wonder if the Karens are Arabs that own, let me see. Arabs that own stores in Road 60 Hood have to check in. I bet you they don't. I bet you they ain't checking in with nobody. Johnny Sullivan, what's going on? Rock Fresh, what's happening? What does Malcolm X said? Don't bring them to the folks into our house. Yeah, man, come on, man. But why do we as a people make these people important, right? Why? You know, again, where these white and brown and yellow people are into the accumulation of power, black people are too concerned with the accumulation of materialism. Who's going to win in that? Power or materialism? Materialism is just nothing. They don't even care about it. That's why they let you do it. You are the biggest consumers of Cadillac, Rolex, Mercedes-Benz. Go look at it. Don't take my word. Go look and see. More black people purchase Mercedes-Benz than any other group of people. More black people purchase Rolexes than any other group of people. And somehow you seem to just rather overlook these things in order so you can feel good about it. It's okay to have something. It's okay to look nice. But let's not get carried away with it. I got a watch I've been having over 10 years. I ain't trying to buy another one. Let's keep that one. Just, got a Turkish chain, been having a long time. You know, I ain't interested in buying another. I ain't interested in buying nothing. Cars paid for. I mean, I guess I could buy another one. I mean, I could drive a Bentley if I wanted to, based on what my finances are. But why? Then I'll be crushed. I'll be looking to do something now. I got to keep up this Bentley, keep up this lifestyle. Now I got to figure out I got to do some extra stuff. For what? Did somebody say, man, I see Bentley in that Bentley, man. He look, man, I could care less about that. Not me. Mm-mm. I just want to be comfortable. I want to be okay. I want to be able to go enjoy a good night, a meal, or whatever, if that's what I choose to do. I don't want to have to. If me and my wife go somewhere, we don't want to be at no damn Motel 6. We going 4 or 5 stars. That's where we going. I ain't going to no. I want to go to. If I go to Vegas, I want to go to the. Not the. What's the name of that? I can't even think of the name. But yeah, the exclusive stuff. Just I don't know. We got to do better. And then take it. Let's talk about this too, guys. I don't mean to go. What's going on? What's going on, Killer Kev? What's going on, Gerald? What's going on, Mark? I gotta bring this up too, because what that guy did was just no, that's too much, right? And I'm talking about Marvin Sapp. I'm gonna call him. What is it? What is his name? Marvin Sapp. He saw the best in me. Is that the song? Man, right now we seeing the worst in you, Marvin Sapp. Religion is a business of selling God. And nobody can teach you spirituality. Religion is the business of selling God to less informed, information poor people who don't go break the book open and learn for themselves. That's what religion is. They have some beautiful entertainment. I think there's a lot of engagement there. There's a lot of fellowship. But the overall act of it, when the preacher get up there, or the bishop, the whatever he is, the clergyman, he get up there, and Marvin Sabbath, Big U Church checking in. When the pastor get up there and he start going into his little act and stuff, to me, that's a performance. I'm gonna pay my $10 or $20 to watch the entertainment. Now, if he say something that resonate with me, that's fine. I can utilize that. I can take that and maybe apply it somewhere, part of my life. But I know that religion is the business of selling God to people who are less informed, information poor, who are looking for hope. Take money out of preaching and we'll see who was called. Take money out of preaching and we'll see who was called. Take money out of preaching, we'll see who was called. They just did the data and the research on it, and they said more black churches, specifically black churches, are about prosperity preaching than any other group of churches. What is that all about? Everybody, man, loves the dollar, man. That mean green. That mean green. Say, money is the root of all evil. Nope. For the love of money is the root to all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah. Daytona Street 85, what's going on? Marvin Sapp, the money out of his congregation. Man, he was going strong. He said, lock the doors. Everybody online, man. I need $1,000. He sounded like Creflo Dollar did the same thing. What he wanted, a $70 million jet. He had already had one jet. Thank you, number one. He had already had one jet, and he wanted an upgrade. He needed, what was the jet, 70 million or something? These preachers is crazy. You doing bad. You fall on hard times. You can't pay your mortgage. Man, you got to go down there and wrestle and fight. Be ready to kickbox, throw karate, wrestle, judo chop, and everything to get some money up out of these people. To help you. And you've been putting it. I remember when I was in the feds, right? Rest in peace, Sammy Green. Popeye used to have juicy burgers down there on Compton Avenue. Or was it Beach? Well, way down by the Peblos. Yeah. But anyway, he had been giving all this money to, what's the guy over there in Los Angeles? West Angeles? I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about, right? He had been putting thousands. Sammy Green, because he going up and he flow showing, right? He's showing out. He getting money. He got them birds. He got everything. You know, he getting real money, right? So he want to be on the front row. He going there dropping 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 10,000 in the coffers of the church, right? And then he got the where they had to give him the itemized of what his contributions to the church. Man, Sammy Green was in the feds with me, writing them people telling about he need all that money back. You think them people, they ain't send him a dime back. But you see, when it dawned on him, when he got some clarity, when he got in that federal penitentiary, and he realized all that money, Blake, there you go, he gave to them people. They wouldn't even send a representative down there. They sent one dude when we was at MDCLA, and then he never even came back. This man has probably put over 100,000 into the church, maybe more. And he had all the ledgers and all the receipts of all the money he had given to the church. Man, he was writing the church telling me, I need my money back, man. Y'all deceived me. I can't get nobody. Blake should have, man. He probably gave. I'm telling you what I remember about it. I know it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. It could have been well over 100,000, but I'm gonna just say 100,000 because he was going to church, wearing his gaiters, wearing his suits, dressing up. He wanted to be on the front. Well, you know, if you be on the front row at some of these big mega churches, you got to pay for that seat. You can't just go pop your behind down in that seat and you ain't paid for it. Only our people. I tell you, man, some of y'all came from slaves that told on the runaways, and it shows. Man, all jokes aside, though, we could joke about this stuff, but we know that, man, we got some serious issues in our community. We got serious issues in our community, man. It's just, uh, we got serious issues. But where do we go from here? How do we get people to understand that they're actually, because they believe in something, right? They sincerely, wholeheartedly believe in the messaging and how these people convey the word to them, right? They're digesting it, and they thinking that if they sow a seed, it's going to multiply, right? But who is it multiplying really for? Is it multiplying for you, or is it multiplying for the pastor, the bishop, and the preacher, right? But is it multiplying for you? What does it look like for you? I watched my mom struggle as a single mother, paid tithes faithfully to Fred. Yeah, Fred Price was another one. Sell the seat. He sold the front seats. You can't go sit in Fred Price Church and then pay for them front seats. And they be arrogant about it too, the way they deliver it, about that money. That's why Geno Jennings be on them, He called TDJs TD fakes. Creflo something, he called him, so he got a name for all of them. And the other guy, that Joel Alstein guy, the real soft-spoken white man. What's up, Nose? The real, very soft-spoken, melodic-speaking white man. White man's ice colder than the black man's. You remember during Hurricane Katrina, right? Joel Osteen said, I'm not opening my doors up for these people. They're going to dirty my church. They're going to ruin my church. No. Let them find somewhere else to go. Yeah. Yeah, that's the church man for you, right? Joel is the worst. Yeah, he the worst. Demon in a suit. Man, you can't be walking with God and holding hands with the devil. A frog with a glass ass only get to leap one time. That's it, man. That's it. And all these individuals believe that like I say, take money out of preaching and we'll see who was called. Eddie Long was the worst. Eddie Long was a monster too. Take money out of preaching and we'll see who was called. Say that one more time. Take money out of preaching and we'll see who was called. I don't think you'll get TD Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Eddie Long, he gone, right? Joel Osteen, I don't think you'll get none of them to ever open up their mouth again for some preaching, because it pay really good. It's a really good paycheck. Too Pretty Kenny used to say, Mel, won't you start a church, man? Won't you start preaching the word? He said, man, I think you'll Jimmy Swagger, another one. Yeah. He said, man, I think you'll do really good. I said, man, listen, Kenny, I am not made up like that. I know I can deliver the word. I know I can put my words together and come up with a plan and articulate a message to my people. that they'll buy into it based on the biblicology of the Bible, right? Based on the word in the Bible, because it translates and it resonates with us, right? But it's being mispracticed, misused, and misinterpreted because they're using it for their own greater good, and it worsen your condition and better their conditions. Religion is a business of selling God, guys. That's what it is. Yeah, that too, Rodney. That too. Not everyone understands the wisdom. You're right. Joshua, young guy. What's going on, man? What's going on, young fella? Go look it up. King James wrote a book. Not only do he have the King James Bible, he got a book called Demonology. Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. And them people walk around with that King James version of the Bible, and the man wrote a second book called Demonology. Which one is he? Is he a demon or is he a saint? Which one? I'm going to let you decide. Frankly, I wouldn't give you 2 cents for him. 2 redhead pennies. You know, it's always a pleasure, and it's always good to be on the internet. I'm talking about when I get in this mode right here, and I can talk to you guys and just give you guys some real substance, and not be on this other crazy stuff. You know, like that. That's why I don't listen to it. I don't go. Like occasionally, Marlena will send me something, and then I'll look at it because it's for me to look at it at that time. But for me to just go after day, like listen to what's the guy name? The dude, Rich Trapper. All he do is clickbait. That's all he do. That's all he does. Right? I'm not mad. I understand. It's a money game. It's a money game. And then of course, Wack has the Clubhouse, and all those guys are minions over there, followers, butt kissers. They don't have no brains of their own. They don't think for themselves. They allow him to do all the thinking and the speaking. That's no way to be. Then they have a countless of other guys, you know. You got to be a cold individual to sell salvation. Man, you got to be a cold individual to mislead thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You see Jakes, he locked up on the stage, you know. But all that could be fabrication. He might be trying to get the wolf off of him because, you know, the wolf was coming for him because all them other allegations, you know, were lining him up with this guy and that guy over there with P. Diddy and stuff. The wolf was coming from. So he had to, you know, he had to go into an act. Don't believe these people is not capable in going into acts. Because that's all it is. It's just entertainment, man. That's all it is. It's entertainment. I be gratefully entertained. I love the choirs. I love when they sing certain songs and stuff, and they do the praise dance. I'll be very entertained by that, right? And then there's some things that I'm not gonna lie. There'll be some things I hear that resonates, and I'm like, okay, I can go for that right there. But then there's a whole lot of stuff. I'll be like, whoa, what's he talking about? I mean, one time was this guy, his name Avery Austin. I think he was out of the 40s, and he became a bishop. And one day he was delivering the word, and he got to talking about his Mercedes Benz and his trucks on them 22s, on them things, on them and the beats, and like thinking like, the heck is this got to do with church, or what this got to do with the word? Why did you even mention it? And then he he had a wife, right? But as soon as he start, his church like really start growing and thriving, he changed wives. He got rid of the nice chocolate dark skinned woman and got with the light bright, almost white woman, right? Got her, and she was in a relationship with a woman. And then she saw him coming after her, so she was looking for a better boat ride. In other words, some people get into relationship because of the boat ride. It's a bigger boat ride. You know what I mean? They go from a cabin cruiser to just a really, really huge yacht, or ocean liner or something. So he represented more to her. So she abandoned her girlfriend, and he left his wife, and they got married. He divorced his wife, then he married the girl that was with the girl. I'm looking at all this stuff, right? So one day I'm coming through CBS. I see him. His back is to me, right? I'm looking at it. I know it's him. He got this young girl. He got him, but he going in. He ain't talking about no church. He ain't talking about no church. Man, when that man's eyes finally locked on me and mine's locked on him, I looked at him and peeled off. When I circled back around, it was gone. He knew I caught it. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I don't care. I know you're human. I know you're a man. I know you're human. I ain't looking at you because you preach the word like you something more than what you are. You're a yard buzzard. You're a vulture. That's what you are. Can you do an interview with OG from Lantana? I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing with these interviews. The interviews they cool, but everybody is not really, just because they got a name, just because they might have been on the streets real tough. Some of these guys are emotionally damaged. Some of these guys have they're not really all there anymore. And when you talk to them, it almost sounds like they're idiot, right? And I'm not talking about them, but some of these guys is not cut out for this. And then some of these guys get on here and they'll say anything, and then you can't do that because they wind up in prison because they just get to sin. So like weeding it out and finding people that really know how to do this is King James didn't write any of the Bible. It was written in the era of the rule. Okay, I mean, that's just so King James say, okay, hey my man, write this book, rewrite this book, but write it for me. That's him being in coercion or being in conclusion of rewriting the Bible. Why did he have to read? You already had the Tinsdale, the Coverdale, the Bartholomew, and all these new Bibles. There was a guy, what was his name? Coverdale? Was it Coverdale or Tyndale? One of them had took the Bible and translated it to English. It's a book called The Book the Church Don't Want You to Read. Go look it up. The book, and what he did, he translated the Bible from Latin to English. Prior to that, the people didn't know. They had to rely upon the cardinals, the bishops, and these clergy people that would interpret the Bible for them, right? When he did that, they got so mad that they burned him, and then they got mad again and dug up his body and burned his bones. That's just how mad they was about this stuff. I'm telling you, man, this stuff it's a game, man. It's a game. And the Bible and religion itself is the tool. It's a tool of population control. The rich people, like the richest people, don't indulge in that. It's for you. Because if they didn't have something to preoccupy you or keep you entertained or keep you looking elsewhere besides at them, then you would come after them. Because then you will know that they've been manipulating this whole thing the whole time. Rich men and rulers have always done this for eons. That's why we're here today. We're looking at this Donald Trump character. He don't care about nothing about no Bible or religion or nothing, you know. But he is creating ways for him to enrich himself. And he's actually he's acting as a dictator. He's not acting as what we quote unquote know as a president. So we gotta look at things and call it out, bro. They've been slinging Jesus like 8 balls and double ups. You a fool for that Asiatic. She even said Fred Price was a scam. They all are, bro. They all are. Not all of them. Nothing is 100%. I like Pastor Shep. I like Geno Jennings. But I've been around Pastor Shep. I never seen nothing around, nothing oddly or mischaracterized of him doing anything felonious or anything like that. I never seen anything like that. This guy is just a phenomenal man. And there's other people that's like him. A military mind is critical in the theater of politics and war. Yes, you're right. I saw that book. You saw it? The demonology book? You searched the book up? Foot soldiers work with the government. William Tinsdale. Yeah, there you go. There you see, I know that's why I like rocking with y'all. See, y'all be hearing me when I be saying things, and then y'all go do research it and say, oh, that's Tinsdale. Tinsdale, yeah, it was Tinsdale and Coverdale, but Tinsdale was the one that dug his bones up and burned him up again. Yeah, Kitty Kelly. I can't imagine if Turtle was alive today, you and his mindset right now together, the hood would be more, man. It would be a beautiful thing, man. That guy, man, he was like a union boss, man. he made sure everybody got a piece of the action. He was like he was running a Teamsters. He liked to tell lies and boast about nothing. But I rock with him because he called all them pastors out, man. He tell them, go get a job. If you want some money, go get a job. You can work. That's why I like him. He tell them, go get a job. He say he don't take money from the church. I believe him. This is BG Inch. What's up, man? Shannon, what's happening? But like I say, guys, there is many people that is ill-equipped to endure a lengthy prison system, such as a 360-month federal sentence. The Rico, and we're coming back to the Rico. The Rico is at the least 20 years. That's the less. At the big end, it's life. There's going to be a lot of people in this case that's going to realize that they're not cut out for what they thought they was cut out for. You remember there was Brick Baby. He was doing a podcast, and he was on No Jumper, and he said he had more bodies than. So I'm like looking at, man, why would you say that on a podcast? Why? Why was that even necessary? He don't sound so tough these days. I heard Loose Cannon talking to his wife, Sharice. He sound like a sweetie pie. Sweetie! He sound like a sweetie pie. He sound like a sugar plum or Snookums. he sounds he sounds softer than medicated doctor got all that tough stuff he's talking about. Big U 58. What do you think? 20 years for Big U? And I'm not saying that he's gonna get that. I hope he beat it. I hope that he can get some of them charges up off of him. And I don't want to see nobody. I wouldn't even want to see the worstest dude do no life sentence. Like, that's just my personal thing about it. But as I've seen people get in there and actually lose their mind and people lose their life. And I've seen a guy named William Hope, man. I think I told you guys, had 500 million. He owed the government 50 million. He refused to pay. Arthur Morrison, he was Muhammad Ali and Evel Knievel merchandising manager. He had like 80 million in Indonesia bank over in Indonesia. All these guys had their money put in other countries, right? So the United States was coming for their tax dollars, and they refused to pay. So they put them in federal prison, gave them 20 years. I saw Walter Hope walk out the child home, get halfway across the yard and drop dead with his 500 million. Sure did. I saw Arthur Morrison, same thing. He had that lady down there in New York, Kimber Woods. She hit him with a 20-year sentence. Refused. These guys have all this money, but they refuse to play. To pay, you got to pay to play, right? Yeah, well, see that's the crazy part about it, Ronnie, because and I said this before that when you get into these court procedures, first thing they're going to announce to the jury and everybody that's listening that you're a gang member, because gang member is a shock word, and the shock word is that it's associated with murder, mayhem, attempted murder, rape, robbery, kidnap, assault. It's associated with all the heinous crimes, the most brutal crimes that we can absolutely on the books. They're going to associate you as a gang member with those crimes. So it's impossible for you to get a fair trial because you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got nurses, you got engineers, you got college professors. These are the people that's making up your jury pool. Their life's been pretty relatively normal. They went to school, they got various degrees, they became experts in this field or that field, that field. They never thought about even being even part of anything illegal, right? So when you come up in there and they say they feel like you don't cheated the system. You cheated the system and you did everything wrong. They're gonna hammer you. ISUPK, man. yeah, I'll be listening to them guys too, man. I think, yeah, they got some reputed game members, little regard for human life. They got some interesting dialogue over there with the Israelites, man. And then all them different letters, they don't even get along with each other. That's the interesting part, right? If you look at all those Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, and all the different people, 1968, they don't even get along with each other. They be talking a good game, but they just don't. They don't, man. Some of them believe they can marry a young girl that I think it was 12 or 13 years old or something. Like, wow, that's weird. Why would they even bring that up? What is that all about? It's just way out, man. Remember that? What was his name? Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Whatever happened to him? Then Dr. York. The Wanubians. All these different people that created their own religion and created their own dogmas and ideologies and rules and stuff, man. That stuff has been happening forever, bro. Forever. As long as they get 2 or 3 people to listen, because they're smoothsayers. They're sing-song guys. They string words together and it's like a song. They become melodic. And you become what is called headyism. You becoming drunken by their words. It's so good to you, and your mind is so wrapped into it, and they really be saying some good stuff. But man, it's just all hogwash. It's all hogwash. DJ Malik, what's up, Maniac? What's going on? It's all hogwash. But anyway, guys, I've been here long enough, man, wasting your time, man, and I'm going to jump up out of here. Shout out to Marlena for always being here, always being a part of the show, RDL, and everybody else that's in there. The Nut, what's going on with you? DJ Maniac Rodney, 1968. This is Bonafide Players. What's going on, Bonafide Players? Marlena Williams, of course. Keith, my guy, Keith Shannon, and everybody else that joined it. Killer Cali, Killer Kev, Brian, Yashua, and Michelle and Monique, and everybody that comes in there and just take out their day and listen to me. I really, 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 really appreciate that. And hopefully we can figure this thing out together and make us, make us a better people, man. Live to what God intended us to be, right? More so than what society and Western culture society has made us to be. Because, again, America creates the nigga ideology, and the nigga experience and the conditions of the nigga. America created that. That is not what we are, guys. So with that being said, I am Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman. Don't mind me, just watching. Church moving. Well, go ahead and lock that door.
Cali Finest, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word on the block is that my shit go. Reach for the low.
Lock the door, because we are gone.